name is Emily Nicole and today I'm doing a video called the UNI checklist between you and I. So, you're thinking of going to uni. Congratulations, Brainbox, you're gonna smash it! Woo! But, you know what they say, poor planning and preparation leads to poor performance. Sorry guys, I just wanted to sound like a lecturer, get you in the mood, but seriously though, these things need planning, and if you're like me and if you're a wheelchair user, we also have to plan things to do with our mobility and things to make sure that we're as independent as possible at all times. So because you've got 3 years of hard work ahead of you, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, I thought that me and you could work together on a little checklist of the things you may need to plan before you go to uni. So, the first and arguably the most important step for uni is finances. I know it's boring, I know, but it is quite important, but I'll make it quick. When you look into the university you want to study at, it's really important to think if you can afford not only the course, but the standard of living if you want to stay in halls, or if you just want to be a person that's residing or living inside city. For example, there is a huge difference between the price of a cup of coffee in Chelsea and a cup of coffee in Colchester. So it's really important that you treat uni as a life experience, because unless you're living at home while you study, if you want to branch out and use uni as a time to explore the world or even go abroad, you have to kind of think about, can I afford this? The good news is that student loans exist! Yay! But the bad news is sometimes, I'd say most of the time, student loans don't really pay for people to become students. We've all done it, right? We've all done it. We've all had our student loan in and thought, oh, I'll get a new MacBook to study with. I'll get a new car to drive to uni for. I'll go on holiday before uni so I'm ready to study. Unless you want to be paying your student loan off while you retire, I advise that you use your student finance to become the best student you can. Remember, the university you choose has to be right for you and not just look right in your Instagram bio. Yeah, we've all done that as well. I know it's such a cliche and I know I sound like your teacher here, but I just want to make sure that you pick your uni because number one, you love it there, and number two, you don't make things too difficult with worrying on how you're going to make ends meet, especially if you want to stay there, because you may be paying for extra expenses, living in halls, and that's without going out with friends, you know, paying for the weekly shop. It's really the little things. And going to uni is a really great achievement. And I'd hate for people to go to uni and just be constantly thinking, oh, where am I going to get my money from to pay for this, and this? So definitely finances are really important. And when you pick your uni, think about, you know, the cost of living there and, you know, if you enjoy it, basically. You've got your funds, you've either got your student loan or you've got your savings or you've got your friends and family to help you out. Yay! So the next top step and top tip is going to the campuses and seeing how you feel. At the end of the day, you're going to be there a lot of your time, and a university course is either 2 or 3 years, or if you do a master's, it's longer again. So you've got to feel comfortable in your surroundings. It's gonna be your second home. You can't go there and be like, I don't really like the vibes. You've got to kind of immerse yourself in uni life and make sure that, number one, it's adapted for you depending on your needs. Like me, if you're a wheelchair user, obviously I can't go to a uni with 16 steps to the door and be carried like the Queen, even though I'd want to, but anyway, that's another story. So yeah, you've got to go to the uni and check out the access, and don't be disheartened if the access isn't maybe as top notch as you want it to be, because some universities are older than others, and this is integral as to why you should do your research. don't set your heart on a particular uni because you've got so many things to consider, you know, and if there is a uni that you want to go to but can't because of access, don't worry, you know, talk to the members of staff and, you know, ask them, you know, are there any provisions putting in place, because they might have something in the pipeline already, they may just not have done it. Some buildings can't be adapted because of the age of them, so I definitely say about picking your uni, don't put your eggs in one basket. I know, you know, some people may have a dream of going to a specific uni, but just remember, you're there to study and you're there to get a degree. And if the place hasn't got the access, and if the place is going to make you dependent and is actually going to make you feel more disabled than you are, then unfortunately that's not a very good environment for you to stay in. However, if the uni is close to you, then you could always, you know, commute to and from the uni and then stay at home. Home is security for me, it's my comfort blanket, I know what I'm doing when I'm at home, you know, I haven't got to get used to the new kitchen or the new bathroom or anything like that. So it's whatever suits you. I'd definitely say my second tip would be, don't get too head up on this perfect idea of uni. Your uni experience is to make you feel amazing and to let you grow and flourish into an adult. You know, you've been treated like a child through school, and now it's your time to develop and to become, you know, this amazing person who is incredibly bright, number one, but is also able academically and physically. Don't let things like access, you know, put you off and things like that, because there are so many campuses and there are so many options for you, depending on the course you study, but it's integral that you go for a university that makes you feel included and that makes everything accessible for you, be that studying, be that living, socialising, everything. Go for a place where you know that you can have the best time and the best experience because you just feel your best, you know, you gotta love it, you gotta enjoy it. And yeah, just be open-minded and, you know, just remember, you're there to study and uni is for you, you know, you don't have to adapt to them. The uni doesn't have to, you know, you don't have to adapt to the uni's got to adapt for you. So definitely go there and just have the idea of, this place has got to make me feel safe, it's got to make me feel secure, but it's also got to be somewhere where I want to study and where I want to be me. If you want to fly the nest and if you want to use uni as this big learning experience and this experience where you're, you know, finally independent, maybe for the first time in your life, you've got to think about the money side of things. I know I've said it already, but it's really important. You know, there's going to be things that you're going to have to consider that you've maybe not considered before. Things like travelling expenses, just taking a bus or taking the train, even the cost of fuel. You know, if you want to go to Tesco and buy a weekly shop for you and your flatmates, not only is the food going to cost, but so is the fuel. You know, it's just little things like that. Personally, I've never bought washing powder before. I've never bought washing up liquid. I didn't even know the price of these things. I went to Tesco the other day for the first time and I was like, blinking heck, a block of cheese is a fiver. A block of cheese is £5. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, if you're gonna use uni as a experience to be on your own and to be your own boss, it's really important that your money's smart. Because yes, we all want to buy clothes online and we all want to look amazing, but you're going to have more responsibility. You know, you're going to have to buy cleaning fluid to clean the flat. You're going to have to, you know, make sure that you pay for water, make sure that you pay for gas, make sure that you pay for electricity if it's not included in your rental agreement. You know, even paying for a TV license. There's just so many little bits and bobs that stack and stack and stack and stack, and before you know it, it's like, I don't have enough money. Nobody wants to get to that point where they're like, you know, having to get another job and struggling month to month. Like I said, uni is meant to be a good experience, so try not to give yourself the hassle of worrying about money. And if you can pre-plan and maybe budget, you know, say, oh, I'm going to put this much aside for this, and, you know, budget this, and don't be that, I am one of them people, right, but don't be that person that never says no to going out for meals, because a £20 meal, if you go out once, twice a week, that could be half your budget just blown on chicken and salad. Like, you know, I know everybody wants to be social, but even in your first year, I'd say learning how to be thrifty and learning how to manage your money will really help you in the long run, because you'll have your own little tricks and tips, and then by the time you go into second year, you'll be like, this is a breeze. But yeah, don't go there thinking you're a Rockefeller with your money, like, whee! And then be like, oh, I'm broke. Because the cost of things, until you're there and until you've like been a uni student for a while, you're not gonna know. Things like gym membership, you know, things like even the membership to Spotify, like they're all little payments that are gonna come out of your account. So yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to say is don't go to uni and be like, I'm at uni and I've got my student loan, because before you know it, your student loan will just be like down, 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 and then I don't want you to like be left with nothing and be like, oh, I feel rubbish, like I got no money.